Hi everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. How are you guys doing on this Tuesday evening? I am here, guys. Like I said, I can never tell you guys what time I'm going to be here, but I do show up. That's why I always ask you guys to subscribe to the channel until I get a time set as to when I'm going to be here daily, Monday through Friday. So how are you guys doing today? 2 days before Christmas, guys. Wow, wow, wow. It's going by so quickly, the time. It's like, wow. Even when I go to sleep at night, it's like when the alarm goes off, it's like, oh no, it can't be. But the time seems to be going, you know that song, Into the Future? It's just like going by so quickly. So, guys, enjoy the holiday time. I am glad to be off. I don't have to go back until after the new year comes in, and just relaxing, have some music, some tea, some new flowers. Today has been a beautiful day. Guys, God is so, so good to me as I just, have strived so hard, guys. It's been so hard. I mean, from 2020 up into now, but now it's starting to feel lighter because I have been diligently following what I need to do to heal. I don't play about it. In the beginning, I was back and forth with it, slow, etc. And that's okay, guys. But then I started realizing that I have to, stay on this path and be diligent. And God has been so good with the blessings. Today, the community that I work in rather, showed so much love today, with everything, cards and all types of things. And it's just been, wow. Because at some point, I was just saying to God with everything that I've been through, that it just feels so like, show me people in this world who still, excuse me, I'm stuttering a little bit, but because I'm like overwhelmed with how God answers my prayers. Because I was asking Him to show me people in this world who are truly authentic and people who truly are genuine. And let me tell you today, people have showed so much love, and it came from like surprising um, areas of folks, guys. It's just, God has been really good, and it's really been a good day. And I was just thanking Him earlier so much, guys, because it has been so much hell for so long that finally things are looking up. The song, I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. And this is what this feels like. And it's really good to be around good people, genuine folks, because I was starting to ask God, do they really exist? Besides myself. And, He's been showing me. So it's really been a good day. And I hope you guys are taking in the information from these personal experiences that I talk about on this channel about myself. That saying, nothing ventured is nothing gained. Well, that is true. Once we continue to strive and we don't give up on ourselves, then God won't give up on us either. He doesn't give up on us, but He wants us to see that, we matter. And it's just been really good. So, guys, the holiday time can really, really be stressful. And for people who are experiencing grief and loss, because I know what that feels like. The people who really mattered to me and who really love me are no longer here. So that's why I guess genuine people really mean so much to me, because the holidays doesn't feel the same without them. And if you guys are going through that because you recently lost someone that you love, who mattered, and who, was the matriarch of the family, led the holiday season, or just, whoever, a spouse or whatever, and if this is the first or second year, I know that the grief can be overwhelming. But take care of you and make sure that you're okay. And that's what I had to learn when I, had to deal with all those losses. And it just felt heavy, guys, heavy. As I use the metaphor a lot, tons of bricks, just on your back. And it took a long time to get to that point, to this point today, because we're talking 5 years in from 2020, almost 6 now. My mom passed away on April 15th of 2020. And it just, that whole year was a whole bunch of deaths and people I love, friends and everything. And it took a lot to come back from that. And I said to God, I don't know if I can. And he just continued to be there for me. And look at all what I've accomplished from that time until now, And one of the things my therapist used to say to me to encourage me, guys, is that your Passover loved ones would never want you to stay in a place of grief, and sadness. They will want you to live your life. Your mother wants you to live your life to the fullest, even though she's not here. And those things pressed on me, And that's one of the things that kept me going. And also the fact that God, every time I take a step like I talk about, even a half a step, he's taken 2 and 3, and even now. And so I show a lot of gratitude to him. And, remember my passed over loved ones and, guys, but never allow yourself to stay in a place of grief. And even though the holiday season may feel like a void because you guys don't have that loved one at the dinner table this year, take a moment to, remember them. If you're meeting with family and being with other people, take a moment to remember them, acknowledge their presence and everything they meant to you. Those things help too, but never stay in a place of grief. Live your life to the fullest and try your best to be around others, who are going to help you, make this holiday season, okay for you. You don't have to stay in a place of grief. So guys, with that being said, I want to get into this topic of discussion today. Continue to take care of yourself. I'm not a therapist, a social worker, or a counselor, just someone who talks from a space of my own experiences. And what else I want to say to you guys is that if I can do this without having the, how do I say this, natural support of other individuals, but God and my therapist and me doing the work myself and not having people cheering me on and motivating me, if I could still do this, even though I had to bite and crawl through all these challenges, if I can do it, guys, you can do it too. And it's not easy, but the key factor is never to give up on yourself and to persevere through these trials and tribulations, and ask God to help you. Talk to him just like I'm talking to you guys in this video. You never have to have rehearsed prayers with God. Be yourself. Even if you're angry about something, tell him, talk to him. He hears you and he sees your heart, and he will, be there for you. And I'm talking from experience, even though many times I didn't think he was listening at all, but he was. So the topic of discussion today is keeping your personal business to yourself. That is so important. Guys, I had a hard time learning that, and sometimes I still do. Because you know how things happen, and if you're a person like me, a lot of good things in the past was not happening, and then something, good start to happen in your life, you get excited and like, wow, oh, like that, right? And then you want to share with somebody and say, hey, blah, 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 and you want to tell so many people. And I had to learn to curb that. And it's important to curb that. And I'm going to tell you guys why. It is so important to keep your personal business to yourself. Because you might think that some folks are happy for you or whatever it is you have going on, a project, something good happened, school, or whatever it is. And you think you can trust them, and you start talking about A, B, C, D, and E, and they're listening, and you have their attention. But everybody that you're talking to are not happy for you, might not be happy for you. Because be careful, guys, because someone might be envious. And they might be listening to you and everything that you're talking about your accomplishments or your goals or etc., projects you're working on or whatever it is, a new relationship, whatever it is. Be careful, because the person, the envious one, is listening, smiling, that crooked smile that's out of place. They're listening because they're taking in everything that you're saying. And it's for a reason. And we're going to talk about it right now. The reason why they're listening intently to everything that you're saying, you're doing, and how you're doing it, and how it's, bringing good things into your life, they might be listening intently so that they can find a way to sabotage what you got going on. Believe it or not. I didn't want to believe that. I had that happen to me a few times with people who I trusted and thought they had my back. And, as a business owner myself and doing things and etc. And I do, I write and other stuff. And, going to people and telling them how I'm setting things up and I'm twisting it like this and I'm running it behind the scenes like this. You got to curb that, because you don't know that this person is secretly envious. And they're taking in everything that you're telling them. They're taking mental notes here, so that they can go behind the scenes. Oh, she twisted it up like this. He did it like that. And he went around the corner and did this. Well, I'm going to go underneath and do this. And they may secretly be sabotaging everything that you got going on. And then you see things going up and getting good and you're excited. And then boom, all of a sudden things turn to the left. And it didn't just turn to the left. It's because of this envious person over here who's sabotaging everything that you got going on. Guess why? Because you just told them. You just told them everything that you're doing. Not that because you're excited, because you see the results of your fruits of your hard labor. And you're excited about it. But we have to curb that excitement, because that person over there, person B, is behind the scenes sabotaging things. And this is what, in my personal experience, and I'm like, no, when I found that, no, because person B over here has my back. We've been riding together, blah, blah, etc., so forth. And they've been riding with you in your corner so that they can find out what you got going on and how you're doing it, so that they can be behind the scenes sabotaging it. And they're sabotaging it because of their envy. They don't want to see you be a crab that gets out of the barrel. They want you a crab at the bottom of the barrel. So be careful who you share your personal business with. That is so important. And I kept making this mistake over and over again and telling the wrong person or people what I have going on. So now I learn to keep my business to myself. I have some notes here, guys, because everyone might not be happy for you or what you have going on. So some are more comfortable to see you stuck at the bottom of the barrel, and they are like, upset that you were able to crawl out of that barrel. Because most people can't get from A to B to C, and they want you down there with them. They feel better about that. And you have to be careful of that and observe. Never dim your light just because someone says it's shining too bright. So again, never dim your light just because someone thinks it's shining too bright. Be yourself, guys. Be your authentic self instead of what others want you to be. And you don't have to share with everybody just because you grew up with them, or just because you share DNA, or just because you have a business relationship with them at a specific work. You know, you don't have to share what you got going on in your personal, you don't have to do that. So it's important to curb that and know who you're talking to, so that you can continue to stay on the right track. I have lost a lot of folks out of my life, guys, including family members, because I stopped sharing and I refuse to dim my light or be what they want me to be. Have you ever said something to somebody like, I'm going to go back to school and get my degree to become a, RN, or to do, an accountant, or etc. And then someone tries to dim what you said by saying, you don't know math. You can't, you can barely add 2 plus 2. They take what you say that, you're really excited about, and they dim it down, because it's you. They want you at the bottom of the barrel. They don't want you to have any dreams or goals or etc. to crawl out of that barrel. So be careful with this. I refuse to, at this point of the healing process, to dim my light to be what somebody else want me to be. I had to learn that, but I didn't learn that, guys, until I got on this path and journey to heal and to put myself first. I was always being subservient to other people, other people's needs, what they have going on. Always thought I was able to solve their problems, but it's not for me to solve their problems. It's like this, guys. You can bring people to the water, but they have to drink it. You can't put it in their mouth and make them drink. They have to solve their own problems. They can share with you, and you can be a source of encouragement and motivation to them, but you cannot solve people problems. And that's what I was trying to do. And I was neglecting my own plate, looking into somebody else's. So now, as I did the work to heal, I put myself first. After the first half of my life putting other people first, and I build myself up. And when you start to heal and grow, it is important to be your authentic self. Never let somebody dim your light because they don't like it. Never sugarcoat for anyone as well. Just be you. It's okay, guys. As long as you're not hurting others or in any shape or form, it is okay to be yourself. It really is. Instead of everything in this world today seems to be fake. Fake kisses, fake love, fake this, fake that. Be your authentic self. Let your light shine. Live your life to the fullest instead of just existing. You ever see people today, they're so miserable, you wonder how they even get up out of bed. And everything in their life seems to be like everything miserable. If you say something positive, they have something negative to say right behind it. People like that. And they don't want you to be in a place of happiness and peace and etc. And so what I do is set those strong boundaries with individuals like that, so that I can stay focused on growing and healing, because those things can affect your growth. So I put those boundaries on that and keep reflecting and building myself up, guys. That's so important, because your mental and physical health is everything. Without that, you can't do anything for yourself or anybody else. And when people are miserable, they want company. Misery loves company. So if they're at the bottom of the barrel, they definitely don't want to see you crawl out of that barrel. They want you right down there with them to keep them company. Guys, that's why it's important to put yourself first. It's not being selfish. It's not being narcissistic. It means that you care enough about yourself so that you can grow, heal, and evolve, and you don't stay in a toxic loop or circle, because you're bringing yourself out of that. You're raising your vibrations so that you don't stay at the bottom of the barrel, because you can't grow. You're stagnated down there and stuck. And in order to grow, you have to rise above. Get yourself out of that barrel. Again, live your life to the fullest instead of just existing. Be a positive example to others too. Because in this world we live in today, there's a lot of toxicity, and the society and the world makes it look like it's the norm. And there's nothing good or normal about this toxic loop of negativity, abuse, etc. That's why I only take in a little bit of the news, because of course we have to know what's going on. But I have music every time I come on, because music heals the soul. And I stay at a place where I don't take in too much toxicity. And be around people who are going to build you up, not those who are going to tear you down with some gossip about what A, B, C, or D did. Be around people who want to see you grow and heal and evolve. Add laughter to your daily activities too. Besides music, laughter cures all. I mean, it just, touches the soul, and it helps you to stabilize your mental and physical health. It's so important, guys, and I'm still learning as I go along as well, because I'm not perfect either. Let's strive to be in a place of inner peace, guys. Because when you're at a place of inner peace, you're unbothered by the noise and he said, she said. You're unbothered by any of that. Because when you're at inner peace, you are, you're calm. You're not at a place, because you have healed enough that now you're at inner peace, you're calm. It is so important to be at a place of inner peace instead of broken down into pieces, guys. Take care of yourself daily. And as you do that, you get used to taking care of yourself, and you can one day be an example to others as you continue to grow, heal, and evolve. That's the message today, guys. Go enjoy yourself. Not sure if I'm going to be here tomorrow. I will let you guys know throughout the day. Subscribe to the channel, that way you will know. And let's just keep these conversations going, because people need these messages. They need to be uplifted and know that they can get through these trials and tribulations. Well, guys, I'm going to go and rest and have something to eat. And you guys enjoy your evening. Take care of yourself. Do something to uplift yourself. And enjoy the holiday season. Thank you for being here. This is Lisa, shedding love and light always. Have a great evening, guys. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.